going through phones.
Oh man,
And that's a hot topic lately. Going through phones.
Yeah.
What's your take on going through phones?
Man, I tell I already know women are going to try to do it, but for the men, I tell you guys, don't do that shit, man. And this is the reason why. I say this because, one, you don't want to go through the phone because one, that already is putting too much energy into the woman, you're making it too much about her. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that when you're dealing with a woman, what you need to focus on is she doing things for you? And is she doing what she has to do in a relationship, right? Now, if she's doing that, then you're good. Now, let's say a person might say, but what if she's cheating? What if she's with another dude behind my back and all that other stuff, right? The thing you got to understand about that is, yeah, if you find out, definitely you got to get rid of her. You understand what I'm saying? But what you don't want to do is you don't want to step outside your character to try to look in her phone to find out if somebody's cheating, because what you're doing now at that point is it's your insecurities is causing you to take that action, right? So now you're an insecure man doing that. You understand? When you're a guy who's confident, you're not worried about none of that because you're confident in yourself no matter what's happening. Now, if you say, if I happen to find out, by, running into her with another dude, or somebody tells me like, yo, I saw your girl with this other dude or whatever, then cool, then we gonna handle that. But me jumping out of my character to look into your phone, that's me right there disrespecting myself and doing something out of character because I'm insecure about the situation. Right. So it's one of these things where, if I find out, then it's a wrap. But I'm not going to overstep and do it myself to try to find out. You see what I'm saying? Because as soon as I do that, I basically lost who I am and disrespected myself. Another thing too you have to understand is this. I always tell guys, women love attention. They love it. 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 I don't care if you have a girlfriend, wife, soulmate, whatever the hell you want. Women love attention. So what happens is that women will sometimes engage in attention from other men, but not necessarily do anything. And so what happens is that if you go through her phone and you see her engaging in attention from another dude, you're gonna think she's trying to get at the other dude, whereas she could just be using that guy for attention. Meaning, like, there's guys that might hit your girl DM. There might be guys that used to deal with your girl before you got there, and then texting her talking about, hey stranger, what's up, how you been, or whatever. And it's a dude she used to mess with 3 years ago, and she just said, oh, what's up, and just was like saying hi to him. But when you go into the phone, you're gonna be looking at that, and then your mind is gonna take that out of context, and then you're going to try to attack that situation that's out of context. Right. So what I tell guys is this, is that what you want to pay attention to is she doing the things that she needs to do in the relationship? And then you have to make sure that you're focused on you and also the relationship with the woman. Whatever she's doing outside of that, guess what? She's going to do that regardless, and you can't control it. That's the part that dudes don't understand. Yeah. You going in her phone is not, I'll say this. I would say this, right? I'll be bold enough to say this. If every man under the sound of my voice who's watching this went into their girl's phone, all of y'all would want to probably, dump your girl right now. Like all of y'all. There's not one guy that will go on his girl's phone and be like, oh, this is right. They'd be like, oh, this is cool. This is not. You would all dump your girls right now because there's something in her phone, either that's out of context or in context, that you're going to find that you're not going to like. And because your idea of, right.
You know what? What I always tell them, if you have the urge or the feeling or the insecurity to go through the phone, and you don't find anything, your insecurity is going to tell you she deleted it. So
right, exactly, right.
One. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
No, that's facts. You're going to find some way. You might see a text from some dude and you don't even know that's like her second cousin from her father's side of the family that you just never met. And you're like, who the fuck, who's David? Blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to go crazy. And then what's going to happen is that if you confront her about that, and she's like, yo, but that's my cousin. Like, what's going on? Now, your position as the strong, dominant, confident leader in her life is ruined.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's done. You're finished.
Right.
So now you basically messed up your situation by being insecure, trying to figure out something that had nothing to do with nothing. You see what I'm saying? And so what I tell guys is, again, if your girl, for example, when I say she's doing what she do, let's say your girl cooks you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, folds your clothes, goes shopping, buys you groceries. You know, she does she does all these things. If she's doing all of that stuff, how she's supposed to do it, when she's supposed to do it, consistently, not complaining, cooperative, then we're good. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if she's talking to or like trying to get attention from some other guy, you know, behind your back, then that's what she's doing. But as long as you don't happen to find out in the situation, then she's continuing to do what she want to do. I mean, she's continuing to do what she needs to do for you, then it's all good. Because trust and believe. Who was the other guy? What's the guy? Aisha Curry's husband.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, right. Remember what happened with Steph Curry and Aisha Curry? Aisha Curry was like, I want attention.
Yeah.
And everyone, and look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry got the looks, money, status, famous basketball player, all of that. And his wife is like, I still want attention. So if you think
not even just regular attention, right? Because she gets plenty of attention. She wants attention from other dudes. This bitch got 5 million followers. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So if Aisha Curry wanted attention from other dudes, what do you think your girl ain't gonna? Come on, guys, stop it. Yeah. That's why I said I gotta focus on what's important. And what's important is she doing what she needs to do for you?
Right.
And again, like I said, if you stumble upon it, like let's say you was just chilling, you know, on the couch, y'all watching Netflix, and her phone is dinging, and you look down and you see some dude's name, then you can be like, yo, what's that? What the fuck is that? You understand? Right. Then you can address it. But you don't want to actively, while she's in the shower, trying to go through her code and look through all. That's goofy. That's kind of goofy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, what I always tell these dudes, right? And like how you brought about like the insecurity, and when you show that the insecurity, she loses her confident rock, right?
Right.
Since dudes always talk this oxytocin shit, right? Let's get into oxytocin and bonding, right?
Right.
One of the most powerful ways to stimulate oxytocin to bond with somebody is to show them you trust them, even if you don't. I have a little trick that I always do. Like when I like a chick and I think about take it there, I leave her at my crib, be like, you know, I'm gonna go, and I go somewhere for like an hour and just leave her in my crib. So in her mind, this nigga trusts me, right? When she gets this feeling, her body produces certain hormones, right? So if trust is I'm not gonna say the most powerful, but if trust, the feeling of trust is one of the most powerful stimulants of this chemical, this pair bonding chemical, then what the fuck do you think mistrust does?
Exactly.
The fastest way to kill a bond with somebody is to establish mistrust, or but they don't trust you, or you to show them that you don't trust them. If you want your girl to close off and break a bond, that's the fastest way to do it. So if you won't go through the phone, be ready to dump her. Because once you start doing shit like that, you'll never get that level of submission ever. It's over. And I try to tell guys that you have to sacrifice as a man for what you want, right? So since y'all talking about the oxytocin and pair bond and shit, it ain't the body count. Show your bitch you don't trust her and watch how she feel. She can't be open with you. She can't be free with you because you don't trust her. You see what I'm saying? And if you gotta do stuff like that, if your girl is doing things to where she's making you feel like that, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Exactly.
Find a new bitch or go get therapy if you just feel like that, right?
Exactly.
And then another thing, they go through the phone, they find the shit, and I'm pretty sure you get the emails, they find the shit, they ain't gonna do nothing anyway. They gonna stay with her anyway.
Exactly right.
They just suffer every night. They just suffering every night, laying next to the bitch, ain't left her or nothing. So it's like pointless. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Exactly, because if you're the type of guy, you probably the type of guy that don't really have any options out here anyway. So that's why you're so scared, worried about her leaving and because this is the thing too. And the last thing I say about that is that listen, you don't really see if you was really an on point dude, right? What happens is that if your girl was like kind of thinking about messing around or whatever, and she was like doing some things behind your back, and there was some evidence in the phone, usually what'll happen is that usually at some point she will probably correct herself if she actually has respect for you and knows that you're that type, you're that dude.
Right.
Because what happens is she says, okay, if this guy finds out, I'm gone, because I know he's the type of dude that's gonna get rid of me, and I don't want to have to get rid of. I don't want to have to lose this guy over some nonsense.
Right.
And that's the thing that causes a woman to second guess even cheating on you a lot of times. She has to weigh out the best option. So she says to herself, man, I could cheat on my man, but if he finds out, I'm gonna lose my man and end up with this goofy dude or end up with nobody. So let me not cheat on him and keep the man I have. So you gotta, but the only way she's gonna feel that way is if you're the type of guy who's not insecure and gonna go through her phone. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works.
Right,
It is
right.
crazy.
If you think your girl, you're a goddamn fool if you think your girl ain't thought about that at least once a month. Because she getting hit on. And you know it's crazy.
Exactly.
Fat girls too. If you got a fat girl, it's people in her inbox telling her they'll lick her whole asshole. Fat girls and all. So it's like she getting hit on and she thinks about it. Now, what you want, I always say, what you want to, when she have to make this decision, you want it to be in your best favor. Best favor. So provide that much value and behave that way. You see what I'm saying? Because the temptation comes. There's nothing you can do to hide it. These guys think they're gonna go overseas or they're gonna fucking find some, take their girl's Instagram and lock them down. Okay, so now what? What about when she go to the gym? Because you wanted to stay healthy, right? What about when she go to the gym? Right? What about when she need to go to the grocery store to cook you some food when you give her the credit card? Like, you think dudes ain't hitting on her then? What about when she go stop at the gas station or when she go pick the kids up from school? Or you see what I'm saying? You gonna lock the bitch in a dungeon, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
She gonna make that. The temptation is gonna come. It's up to you, to make sure that she's making the right decisions.